Michael arrived at the village just before sunset. It looked peaceful, small houses, quiet roads, warm lights glowing behind windows. But something felt wrong. As night fell, no doors closed, no lamps turned off. Everyone stayed awake as midnight passed. Michael realized no one slept. Old men sharpened tools endlessly. Mothers rocked empty cradles. Children sat still with tired eyes that never closed. When he asked where people slept, a woman whispered, "We don't." By the third night, Michael could barely think. His body begged for rest. When he asked why no one slept, the villagers avoided his eyes. One man leaned close and whispered a single word, "Listen." At exactly 2 a.m., the wind stopped. The insects fell silent. Then the footsteps came, slow, dragging, patient. A tall shadow moved through the village, stopping at each door. When it reached a dark house, a scream filled the night. The next morning, the house was empty. No blood, no struggle. The villagers finally told Michael the truth. Long ago, they made a deal with an ancient watcher: stay awake and live, sleep, and it takes you forever. By the fifth night, Michael collapsed. His vision blurred. The villagers watched in silence. They knew outsiders never lasted. As his eyes closed, the footsteps returned. Now he understood why the village never slept. Because once you do, you never wake up again. No one spoke about Michael after he vanished. By morning, the village looked the same, lights glowing, doors open, people awake. But something had changed. The air felt heavier, as if the night itself was watching. 3 days later, another outsider arrived. Her name was Elena, a journalist chasing rumors of a village where people never slept. She noticed it immediately: the tired eyes, the trembling hands, the way no one ever laid down. When she asked about Michael, the villagers fell silent. "He left," they said. Elena didn't believe them. That night, she hid instead of sleeping. She watched from a dark corner as the village froze. At exactly 2 a.m., the wind died. The insects vanished. Then the footsteps returned, slow, dragging, patient. The watcher emerged from the shadows, taller than before. It stopped in the center of the village and turned, not toward a house, but toward her. Elena ran. She burst into the old meeting hall and slammed the door behind her. Inside, she found symbols carved into the walls, warnings, prayers, names. One name appeared again and again: Michael. Suddenly, the truth became clear. The watcher didn't just take sleepers, it took replacements. The village stayed awake not to survive, but to delay the moment one of them would become the next watcher. As Elena hid, she heard a whisper, not outside, but inside her head: stay awake, or take his place. By dawn, the villagers gathered in the square. They watched as Elena stumbled out, eyes dark, movements stiff. She didn't blink. She didn't speak. That night, for the first time in years, the village slept peacefully. And somewhere in the darkness, Michael watched over them, tall, silent, and free. The village slept. For the first time in generations, darkness passed quietly over the houses. No lanterns burned. No footsteps echoed. Peace returned at a terrible cost. But Michael was still awake. He stood at the edge of the village, tall and silent, no longer human, yet not entirely gone. The watcher's shape clung to him, but inside, fragments of his old self remained: memories, pain, regret. Every night, he felt it, the hunger. The curse demanded a soul. Elena walked the village streets in silence, her eyes dark, her movements stiff. She did not blink. She did not sleep. The villagers believed the cycle had continued. They were wrong. Deep within Elena's mind, something fought back. She remembered her name. She remembered Michael. And she remembered why she came: to expose the truth. One night, she stepped into the square and did the unthinkable. She closed her eyes. The ground trembled. The wind howled as the darkness gathered. The Watcher emerged, larger than ever, shadows tearing away from the houses. The villagers screamed as lanterns burst into flames. But the Watcher stopped. Michael stood between it and Elena. For the first time, the curse hesitated. Michael spoke, his voice broken, echoing from somewhere deep inside the shadow, "This ends tonight." The villagers realized the truth too late. The curse survived because of fear, because of obedience, because no one had ever refused it. Elena opened her eyes and faced the Watcher, not as prey, but as defiance. The curse demanded a replacement. Michael offered something else, himself. Light exploded across the square as the shadow tore itself away, screaming, not in anger, but in loss. The Watcher collapsed inward, devouring itself until nothing remained but silence. Michael fell. When morning came, the village awoke naturally. Children laughed. Birds returned. The night passed without footsteps. Michael was gone. In the center of the square stood a single stone marker, warm to the touch.